any part of the, any part of it that the board deems necessary.
What do you mean shall? Like report?
Well, Steve, that was the comment that Trustee Anderson presented last time, as far as the discrepancy in the statute. There's two sections. I think Mr. Anderson was referring to the section. There's basically three sections of the statute that deal with budget appropriation. There's the local government budget appropriation ordinance, which sets out
The caller
Jim Condon,
has joined the conference.
which is referred to in the budget appropriation ordinance section. There's a section within the township code, and there's a section within the highway code. And then Trustee Anderson pointed out correctly, in the township code, it says the township board at the public hearing may adopt all as part of the budget appropriate as may be necessary. But as he pointed out correctly, it says that in the highway section shall adopt. So it's what the statute says.
Mr. Condon, recognized now.
Mr. Adams, I apparently got cut off. I don't know why.
Okay.
But, and didn't realize it. I don't know where you guys left off with the budget. I think I was making the point that I submitted the budget. Are you still there?
Yes.
I've made the changes. I've been very cooperative in adjusting to agreed amounts. And now it appears that we're just throwing things out there to fight about. And I'm not interested in that. Stan, I assume you are okay with the responses I've given. Mike, I haven't heard too much from you. I assume that you understand that I cooperate
Mr. Rakestraw, you're recognized.
Mr. Racefield.
Yes, I received this information over the weekend that the city of Mchenry, whenever an employee leaves, is not being replaced in the streets and roads. Are you aware of that?
I am not aware of that.
Because that would have a huge significance on your job as well, I would think.
I'm not sure how, what do you mean it would have a huge significance on me? What do you have, Mike? Help me understand.
You're in competition for employees, I would assume.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so if the city is not hiring or actually declining or decreasing the number of employees, that would have
Sure.
an influence on your business. Would it not?
Well, no, because they still have the tollway, the state, and the county, and other municipalities all competing for the same pool. And all of those are paying more than we are. So it doesn't hurt. I'll agree to that. It sure doesn't hurt.
Well, here's the thing, is that we're heading into unknown territory right now with this virus.
I think we're already in it.
Well, you're right. But what I'm trying to get at is that the taxpayers are going to go through the same thing we did 12 years ago, where the economy just went flat and the taxes stayed the same or continued to go up. And I think that as board members, we have a responsibility to be looking out for the taxpayers and making decisions now before we get into this thing to be that there's things that we must face and must do in order to remain solvent. And that's
And Mike, you would agree that we haven't raised any taxes and actually reduced them by 10% for how many years, Craig? 10? So, we're not the issue with the taxpayers, and that's what I've been preaching all along. We kept where we're at, okay? So, Mike?
Hold on.
This is Sam, okay?
Stan, you're recognized. Stan, you're recognized.
You're talking about the taxpayers. Well, have the taxpayers spoken in the last election? They've spoken that they don't want this board's help. What taxpayers are you doing? Oh, you're a different argument.
Well, one at a time, gentlemen, one at a time.
9,000 to 1,000. There's nobody out there that supports you.
Yeah, okay.
You know, more than three of you.
Mr. Wojcicki has the floor.
This is not a tangent.
You know that we were wrong election.
Mr. Bear, you're not recognized. Mr. Wojcicki, you're recognized.
Mike mentioned that he's fighting for the taxpayer. Well, the taxpayer does not want his help, according to that last election. And it's not a tangent. This is a fact.
Mr. Bear, you do not have the floor. You're not recognized. Mr. Wojcicki, are you done?
I'm finished.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you profess to be a Republican. On the Republican platform is to reduce government as much as possible. The reason why we lost the tax rate is because the Republican Appreciation Committee went out with
Okay.
trades to their own party.
Okay.
They were uninformed.
This is off topic. This has nothing to do with the budget right now.
Wait a second. Can I respond to that?
Yes, you may
Can I
respond.
respond to that? So, Mike, what you're saying is the voting public isn't smart enough to make their own decisions. They need somebody to come knock on their door, drag them by the collar to the voting booth and tell them how to vote, because they aren't smart enough to do it on their own.
Point of order. You're right. This is not part of the budget conversation. Let's drop this.
I'm done talking.
Dan, you were precinct committee, and you know for a fact that when you came
Mr. Rakestraw, this is not part of the budget conversation. Point of order. It's not part of the budget conversation. Mr. Conti, you're recognized.
Mike, to answer your question, and hopefully put an end to this conversation, I'm a precinct committeeman. I did not knock on one single door related to the recent referendums. And if you ever accuse me of not being a Republican, I'm just ashamed that you would even think about that. I'm sorry you have to reach that level. That's a shame.
Okay. Point of order again. It's not,
Thank you, Mr. Adams.
it's not germane to the budget conversation. Is there any more questions for Mr. Condon on his budget at this time?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Beer.
It's really direct to Mr. Mello. How are we certain that we're even going to get this levied amount?
You won't know until, Mr., the Highway Commissioner files his, budget and appropriation ordinance with the clerk. So you have a document in front of you that he's working with you on. At the end of the day, as I indicated earlier, the process in which it takes place is he still needs to file with the clerk, and the clerk then post it, publish it, and make a hearing. So that may be the same one that you're looking at today. It could be something different. I don't know.
That didn't answer my question. Okay, I don't care what amount.
How so?
He has an amount X that he submitted on this ordinance, okay? Which, as you said, may or may not be, like here before us, all right? Now, my question is clearly this. Whatever that amount is, what is the certainty that we'll actually receive those funds from the county treasurer in the wake of at least a third of the Illinois economy shutting down? Like, we know that would be similar to the Mchenry economy shutting down.
I can, go ahead, Mr. Milton.
Steve, that's a good question, and I actually have an answer to that. And the answer is, I don't know, and I can tell you the reason why I said I don't know is because our office has had on not township-related matters, but other matters regarding rebate-related issues to tax dollars coming back on tax dollars for property taxes that are supposed to come back. The county cannot distribute those refund checks back because they haven't received the funds that they would normally receive, and therefore their accounts are low. So, to the answer to the question of whether or not we get those from the county, I think it's gonna be a matter of whether or not funds are being paid by property tax owners, and whether or not, if it's not being paid, whether or not there's any state assistance to help supplement that. So I think it's a flowing issue right now.
Could I say something about this?
Yes, Bob, you're recognized.
One of my concerns as reading the Northwest Herald is that if people look at, into where public notices are, for the last several days, there's listings of people that their homes are their property being sold for taxes. And I think this is just the beginning of what the forecast is here. And I don't think it's just a concern for the township. I think it's a concern for all these taxing bodies in the state. And this could be a situation where a lot of things kind of blow up here. But it's something that I really do appreciate Steve being so pointed on, wait a minute, we're going to approve a budget. But then again, how do we fund that budget? So I think those questions are very good, Steve.
Can I speak? This is Mr. Adams. The tax money that has already been paid for this that we're looking at here, this was last year's tax money that's coming in for this year's budget.
Well, I understand that. I just think that that the future is that, particularly when we come into the township element of this, that the 97% of the funding comes from property tax in the township government. I do know that
Mr. Wojciechowski. Mr. Wojciechowski.
What's gonna happen in the future is a year from now, we're all gonna get thrown off of this board. That's what's gonna happen. Because the voting public is tired of this.
What they have to do is like,
That comment was completely.
It was not relevant to the budget, I agree.
Now you look back to the future. I'm not talking about the budget. I'm talking about the future here.
Okay. This conversation is regarding the budgets. Point of order, regarding the budget. What I'm trying to tell you is, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Anderson, but the monies for this, levies should have already been paid.
Well, Mr. Adams, I don't know if that's actually so. I mean, the county is set to spend all this money on, the coronavirus stuff. So, by saying that this represents last year's taxes, they've had extraordinary expenses in the last 2 months that have eaten into the acquired taxes in prior years.
I don't know, that's where they got their money, Steve.
Mr. Adams,
Mr. Condon.
the funds that the county spends are completely separate from the funds that we receive. We do our levies, that funds come to us. So the county's bills doesn't play into ours at all. So I think we're fine with that.
I'm talking about the county treasurer.
The county treasurer,
And don't,
Yeah, they already sent us this stuff.
the county let me finish, please. The county treasurer has sent us a schedule of payments for this year, so we're expected to get what is, in our budgets here. What's levied. Now, you're right, next year's a different,
We have the matter of the, yeah, we have the matter of the accounting, the forensic accounting for the road system.
that can't be done at a budget meeting, we'd have to do that at another meeting. Plus, I just want to inform the board that you'd have to have a reason for a forensic accounting, specific reason. You can't just say, I want a forensic accounting. It's $500-600 an hour to do a forensic accounting. And we're having our audit right now is going on, and there's been no problems. There's been no problems found.
You're telling me that the board cannot vote on getting the forensic accounting.
No, I'm not saying that, Steve. I'm saying that this is not the meeting to do that.
Of course it is, because we're doing the budget. And now we're talking about
It's-
the road
Can't make a
system, and I
motion
want
without
money in
having
the
a
budget
budget.
to pay for one, okay?
Steve, one second. It's not on our agenda, okay? So we can't vote on that at this meeting. We can vote on it at the next township board meeting if you want.
No.
Mr. Militello, please help.
I wanted the money in the budget. We don't have to have a vote on that.
Oh, you're asking Mr. Condon.
All the other items.
There's two separate issues going on that I believe that's being discussed. One is putting the cost of a forensic audit in the budget, number one, and then number two is the hiring of somebody to actually do a forensic audit. As to the first one, it would be very appropriate for the township to, if they want to discuss putting a budget item in the budget for forensic audit, absolutely. You know, that when you get back to the township budget and you want to put a forensic audit in there, you can discuss what that amount might look like.
No, I thought this was,
That is the budget.
I thought this was for the road district.
The road district, as far as the road district, it is certainly within the discretion of the highway commissioner to submit and propose a budget appropriation ordinance, and if the board wishes to discuss asking the highway commissioner to put it in his budget, they certainly could do that. It remains to be seen as to whether or not the highway commissioner wants to do it or not do it. I'm saying to you that, whether or not you're talking about the purchase and paying for a forensic audit of the highway department with the highway department fund. And it is his budget that you're discussing. And now, if you want to put in your budget, the forensic audit of the highway department, you could do that. But you're talking about putting it in the highway commissioner's budget.
Look, why are we,
So if you want,
we have no control
That's
over
like
this
a
budget?
CFO.
Why are we wasting time on the road district's budget if we have no control over what he does? Okay? This doesn't make any sense to me, Jim.
Well,
And he can veto a forensic audit of his own division? Wow. Then I guess there is something to hide.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if he wants to pay for a forensic audit out of the highway department budget, it is his budget that he's bringing to you and asking, and showing to you. And if you want to have him put it in there, that's something to be discussed between you and him. If this board wants to have a forensic audit of the road district and just go and have it done, then you as a board could approve it and put those funds in your town fund. I thought the question of where you're putting those, so you could have a budget line item in the town fund that says, we're gonna do a forensic audit of the town, item 1, we're gonna do a forensic audit of the road district, item 2, but those would be within the town fund.
Yeah, well, the audit of the road district should be paid by the road district, simple as that.
only if the road district only if the highway commissioner felt there was a need for one, and this highway commissioner does not find a need for one, and I would suggest that you temper your words before you start accusing me again of how I must be hiding something, please.
Look, we've already established that there's been all kinds of irregularities, even the adulterian, okay, has found that with the gasoline and other things, okay?
Are you accusing me of...
Why are you so defensive, Mr. Condon? I'm not accusing you of anything. We're gonna look at it with a microscope and see what's going on. If you have a problem with that, then I think there's a problem. Maybe to say something with something else.
You were not gonna, I will tell you now, we will not be wasting any road district money on a forensic audit, because I do not know, I am completely unaware of any issues that would justify a forensic audit. Period. Put it in your budget if you want it.
I don't think you have the authority to tell us what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do, I'm telling you what I'm doing.
Okay. Now,
I just don't get, what the hell is so funny? All the time. All you do is laugh. What the hell is so funny?
I haven't been laughing. That must be somebody
You
else.
just did!
Okay,
You do it all the time!
point of order, point of order.
They don't want anybody to look into what's going on there.
They're gonna go on and do it.
Somebody looks into it every year. We get an audit every single year.
That's not what I'm talking about. That argument runs by all means as far as I'm concerned. All it is.
Well, that's according to the state, and it's for the statute, so.
That's a very minimal type of audit, you know, that they get all the figures from you.
That is not,
That's not,
please let me, Mr. Adams would like to interject here. It is not a minimal audit.
Regardless, you want to change it, talk to your state legislators.
Would you cooperate with the forensic audit?
I would cooperate with whatever I'm required to cooperate with.
Well, I'm asking if you'll cooperate with the forensic audit of your district.
Am I paying for it? And the road district paying for it, obviously it's not my money.
That's not my question. Are you, all right, will you cooperate with the forensic audit of your district? Yes, no. It's an easy question.
I'm not familiar with the my
move on.
job and
Let's
you
move
stop
on.
telling me how to do my job.
Let's move on.
Why don't you stop telling us how to do our job?
Okay, let's move on. Are we done with the road district now then?
When are we going to get this resolution for adoption as an ordinance?
You mean,
I'll have it to you, I'll, draft it up, in the next couple of days, and you'll have it before our next meeting. How does that sound?
That sounds fine.
All right?
okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good day, stay healthy, please. I assume everybody's done with me, correct?
Well, Jim, I have a.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Mr. Rakestraw, go ahead.
Right.
I still, really believe that you are overstaffed. And I think we haven't really addressed that problem.
You, gave me direction to cut my budget, my salary budget, by 1%, or no, to increase it by only 1%. I've decreased it by 0.4%. I've done what you've asked, and I will continue to look at it, as you pointed out, and continue to work to save money. You know that. But Mike, you have to realize, we added 13 miles of road in the last year to our route. And we haven't increased staffing. So to say that we are overstaffed, I just don't believe that's true. And I have an obligation to still do my job, okay? So I'm not trying to be difficult, and I'm glad to look at it, and I will continue to look at it. But at this point, I just don't feel that we can make any more cuts than we're doing. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you.
You are recognized.
All right, you've got, at this moment, including yourself, 17.5 people, correct?
I think it's actually 16, let me count. Hold on one second. Uh, 17 and a half, including myself.
Okay, now, how many are purely administrative people?
2.
All right, so this half-time person is actually part of the whole group.
Yes. Actually, yeah, go ahead. There's actually 2 part-times. One is part of the administration, and one is part of the road crew. I apologize for that.
But they're a full-time person as far as the road business goes, right?
They work 30 hours a week.
No, they're not.
$30 a week is full-time, or what?
Part-time.
No, it's not considered full-time. They do receive medical benefits, if that's what you're asking.
I can't hear nothing at all. I'm not talking, I can't figure out what you said.
I unmuted myself. Part-time is part-time.
Well, I think I answered your question, correct?
Well, you answered it according to how you feel. I still maintain that you can't possibly keep 17 employees in this winter time. I just don't understand
Well, I would venture to say that I would disagree with that because we didn't get all this stuff done that we were supposed to get done this last winter, I can tell you that.
Mr. Anderson.
What are we going by for?
You know, we're to a point where the voters have voted me in, they trust my judgment, and I think we're to that point where we can question this in perpetuity, but I think the bottom line is the voters voted me in, they trust my judgment, I'm doing what I think is right, and there's really not much else that we can do here. We can go on and on all day, and Bob, I hear what you say, and every decision I make, I try to consider what you're doing or what you're saying and make those kinds of changes. But at some point, I have to do what I think is right too, which is the staff that we have. I think we do a great job. And we do stay busy. There's tons of stuff to do all winter. So I don't know why. I understand you may have the perception that that doesn't occur, but it's going on. It is. So I don't see much point in talking to it any further. You don't agree with me, but yet I see it every day. And so let's just leave it at that. You feel that I should have less staff, that we don't need as much staff in the wintertime. I'm telling you, I've cut from one full-time to one part-time. I've reduced the salary. I continue to do the things that you asked. There's not much else I can do. I'm still going to do what I think needs to be done for the road, to function as a road district and provide safe roads, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Anderson, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Bear.
All right. I don't mean to cut Bob off, but you never really answered my question. How many people are actually on it administrative? Is it 2 or 2.5?
It's 1 2/3, approximately.
Now look, where did this third come from? Because
I estimated 30 hours to be 2/3. Is that okay?
look, is that a full-time person or what? What's
It's a
considered?
30-hour a week person.
A 30-hour person is considered part-time. So what he's talking about is one full-time, one part-time.
So we have, instead of 2 people being in admin, we have 1 2/3.
Correct.
Approximately 1 and 3 hours for the other.
So, this 2/3 person, that's a full-time person though, on the road district payroll, right?
No, it's,
No, it's listed as PD part-time. full-time position, and he's a part-timer. Then if you go down to the lower half, you'll see a person named Dana Hines. She works 30 hours a week. She is a part-time, per that definition of the township. That's the other township person. She is in administration, and Jackie Wagner is in administration. Does that answer your question? Does that answer the question?
The caller
John Lucchino.
has joined the conference.
Does everybody else understand that?
Jim, on these salaries, do they include, healthcare?
That does not include healthcare.
Is the part-time positions, do they get healthcare?
They both do, because Bob Pepping works 40 hours total a week, and Dana works over 30 hours or more if there's any overtime, or she fills in if Jackie's on vacation. She'll be here the full week instead of the 30 hours. So they do have health insurance benefits, yes.
So why isn't the health benefits being shared with the township? Why are you paying the whole thing?
Well, an effort to cooperate between the two entities. If you would like to add half of it back to yours, to the town budget, you'd be fine to do that. I'm just trying to keep a good employee employed, and that was the best way to accomplish that.
I'm just trying to figure out the rationale of these in-between people that are working for both township and the road district.
There's not people, there's person. One person, period. And it's because he's a good employee, and you've requested staff cuts, and so they made those staff cuts, and we eliminated a full-time position, and we utilized him as a part-time position.
All right, so
Kind of like employees in-house, they end up.
So I still don't get how it's a 2/3 person for admin. It seems to me it's 1.5 or 2.
It's 1.5.
When it works 30, she works more than 20 hours a week. It's more than a half, so that's why I said the other way.
So with the exception of that 1 or 2/3, all the rest of the people are really roadway workers.
Yes.
Are you planning on making any additional hires this coming year?
I would only be replacing. I listened to you about staffing. I have reduced staffing. I have reduced salaries further than you've requested. So I am not planning on making any additional increases in staffing. Other than somebody leaves, we would consider replacing somebody. Does that make sense?
So far, do you have any plans for a recruitment program? If somebody's off for workers' comp or retired, fired, or for whatever reason you're terminated, you have no plans for a natural recruitment in your division?
Talking to my staff, I do not see anybody retiring in the next year, actually the next 2 years. After that, there's one person that might decide to do that. Okay? Everybody else is young enough that they wouldn't retire. As far as workman's comp, if somebody's out on workman's comp, we just suffer through it and we work harder. We don't hire another person. Okay? And I think
The caller
John
joined the conference. The caller has left the conference.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get a handle on. If you can work with
What's that?
if you can work through the absence of employees, then you're not being, then these figures are innocent.
Well, no, actually what happens when we work through the absence of an employee, you don't accomplish as much as we should. For instance, if you look at our list of drainage improvements that are required throughout the township, you'll see that we are 6 to 9 months behind getting caught up. So what happens is those get pushed back. And we do the best we can without increasing. So that's the action we take, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Is that normal for other towns to do that?
Yes, I believe it is. Actually, I can't speak for the other townships. I don't believe, I have not actually asked them that question, so I couldn't tell you.
Why does Mchenry Township stack up with other towns in terms of personnel per mile?
Similar townships like Nunda,
Well, how many miles does Nunda have? What?
slightly less by maybe 3 to 5 miles.
And do you know how many employees they have?
I do. Employees, equipment, everything.
All right, so how many does Nunda have?
Let me get it here.
I'm not asking you to give, an absolute government amount, just a ballpark.
They have,
Or if you had the actual number, that would be great.
they regularly have 15 to 16 full-time people through the year. Then they hire 6 to 7 during the summer because they do a lot of paving type of work, of their own paving instead of contracting it out. So they have 15 to 16, and we have 17, and we have more miles.
So they have over 100 miles?
No, they're 90 something.
And then 15, 16 includes the actual work that's doing for themselves, right?
No, it doesn't actually. They had one more. So we have the same and we have more miles. And if you want to know listen to equipment, let's just go down that for a second. We have 16 large single or double axle dump trucks. They have 22. We both have 6 pickups. We have 3 skidsters. They have 7. We have 1 wheel loader. They have 2. We have 1 mini backhoe. They have 2. Their yard is 8.8 acres. Our yard is 2.8 acres. We don't compare at all. We're much less than them.
What about up
So, I can't answer Algonquin Township. I don't talk to the highway commissioner. He's extremely destructive and just not somebody that I deal with, so I couldn't tell you Algonquin. The closest one to us is Nunda Township, that's what I can tell you. And we are less than they are.
Well, Grafton is pretty close to it, too, in terms of, well,
Yeah, but it's a much more rural type of township, and much less miles. I think it's probably got a third of the miles or something. Oh, Grafton, I'm sorry, I was thinking of Greenwood. I apologize. I can't tell you Grafton either, to be honest with you.
why did you terminate Mr. Nolatella?
Because you felt there was a conflict of interest. What does that have to do with?
Feel there is?
No, but if you have a concern, you can bet I'm going to try to address everybody's concerns. So that's why I did it. Thank you.
So you're saying that it was my decision to terminate him?
No, it was my decision, to listen to concerns that trustees express and make adjustments to accommodate that. That's what my decision was.
Why did you drop that lawsuit?
Because at the last week, in one of the last budget hearings, you made it very clear that you completely disagree with it. You don't believe it should be. You believe it's a waste of money. And so I said, fine, stop. I listened. I listened to what you said, and I stopped. And I didn't put any more money in the budget for it. I just stopped. I don't know how better I can drill it into you guys that I actually listen to you, and I actually try to do the right things. And every time I do, now I'm being accused of there was some secret reason I guess I would have done it. There isn't any. There isn't any. You objected to it. You hated it. And I said, you know what? Fine. That's it. I'm not going to fight that battle. It's just not worth it. You guys don't think it's necessary, and I listen.
Objected to it last September. I'm talking about why suddenly decided we put our objectives in every single time, okay? So, it went on for.
We're at a budget hearing, and we weren't going to approve any official funding for it, so I just stopped. Period. It wasn't something I was going to argue about.
Well, in light of your determination of Mr. Rosella, are you going to revise your expected funds for legal?
No, I would assume it'd be about the same. All right, gentlemen, anything else, or?
Yeah, Mr. Rosella, how is it that the road district can go hire his own attorney and it isn't
Section, within the highway, within the road bridge, and highway commissioner code that provide that the, highway commissioner has authority to hire legal counsel to perform functions for the road district, where performance of such functions, by the public official would otherwise represent the highway commissioner would present a direct or potential conflict of interest. So, for whatever reason, the highway commissioner believes there's a direct or potential conflict of interest, and as such, under that section, the highway commissioner could hire his own legal counsel.
And I remind you,
I have a problem with you, Mr. Rosella. I think you're conflicted out with us too.
you have, so I assume you don't have any more questions for me about me choosing a different attorney. Am I correct?
I'll have to think about all this. It was very dramatic, fiery, and it also okay.
Well, it's based on your actions and your comments, so I don't know why it would be dramatic. You made it very clear that you felt it was conflict of interest, and I said to them, fine, I'll make a change to remove any concern that you have with that, and now you're complaining that I did it. It's like,
No,
you know.
what you're doing is turning everything upside down. I said,
Oh, didn't know what happened.
representing the board after we told them not to file that particular suit, okay? So the conflict that I have, the problem I have not you, okay? So don't put this on me that you decided to terminate.
Okay. This is off the budget topic now.
No, it isn't on the board because I'm asking if he's going to need more money for legal. And it's not.
No. Let me answer it. No. Now we're done with it. Let's move on.
All right, the next question is, if we're gonna make any more changes to what we've talked about in these budget workshops, please notify us in advance of submitting your resolution for an ordinance. Because I wanna
let's move on to any budget questions.
You know, can I, Mr. Evans, can I be recognized?
You may, Mr. Connor.
Mr. Murray, you mentioned that you mean me no harm or whatever the word that you used. But unfortunately, all the comments that you make and the things that you imply do exactly that. It's very unfortunate. And on top, well, now let me, not be interrupted, please. And on top of that, you point out issues that you see with the way things are done. I listen to those, and then I change and don't operate solely under my own, you know, I ask you for input, and I take that input, and we probably agree on 80% of everything, and there will always be 10 to 20% that we disagree. So, you know, it's unfortunate you feel that there's a flaw there. I've listened to what you think is a flaw. I've made the changes. I'm not here to be difficult, but I have to be honest with you. You appear to be just the opposite. You appear to be trying to make things difficult, trying to drag things on, with the claim that you're trying to, you know, reveal it, you're trying to uncover stuff. And you imply that we've done stuff wrong. You imply, you know, that we're just evil people, and it's not true. It's just not. So it's unfortunate.
I didn't imply it. I didn't imply things that wrong. I think they were.
Okay, all right, well, let's move on. Let's just move on. It doesn't matter. You said what you said. I know what I heard, so we're done with that conversation. I will absolutely
We
report.
aren't quite done with this, okay? I don't tell you who to hire, who to fire. I don't get into the management of what a culvert is, or how you do your work, okay? That's totally up to you. You can complete the strength of it. The only thing we come up with here is how the whole unit is operating and in the budgetary process, okay? Now, we're facing a real crisis in this state, a real crisis, unprecedented. This is worse than 2008, worse than 9/11. It's probably on a par with what happened in the Civil War. Okay?
Well, I'm gonna disagree with it. What does that have to do with this budget? We've got our budget here. We've made all the cuts. We've done everything that you've asked us to, and there's nothing else to talk about. We don't have to relive anything.
Because there's a crisis that we can't blind our eyes to, okay? A real crisis. It's a fundamental financial crisis for the state. It's a real and fundamental crisis for the county, and it's a real and fundamental crisis for this county.
And if there's changes in income that comes in, we have to make changes in what we do. It's that simple. If the money's not there, you can't spend it. But the money has been level or less for 10% for the last 10 years. And if for some reason it doesn't come in this way, guess what? We're going to have to make some changes. And that's what will happen. But right now we're planning with what we believe is the best information. That's what a budget is. You go into it with the best information and you move forward. We went through every single line item. We made changes. We've adjusted. And I've been as forthright and as forthcoming as possible. And there's nothing else to discuss on these budgets. So, based on that, if there's any changes that come up, I will let you know. But otherwise, I'll be submitting the ordinance, okay?
If you see a tsunami coming, you take proactive action. You don't wait until it hits.
If you see there's a potential for a tsunami, you prepare for it. You hope for the best, prepare for the worst. We will be prepared for the worst. Don't worry. You're talking like we should create two separate budgets. We're creating one budget with the best information that's available right now. That's what we're doing, and I've supplied it to you, and I will be supplying that ordinance to the clerk, and move forward from there. If I see a need for any change at all, you can bet I will make sure that you understand what the change was, why it happened, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. So, with that, I think you guys are probably done with me. And again, I want to say thank you for your time. And I'll be moving forward with the ordinance, and we'll get into moving forward with any difference above or below what the amount is. Above or below that amount. When I did the budgeting for these projects, I estimated that we would be paying an additional $100,000 per mile overall on the average. I thought that was a reasonable compromise given the work that we've done with other associations and moving projects forward. And that started last summer. That was actually going on for quite a while and was finally signed last summer, I believe it was. And that's how we got to where we're at. I will tell you that as contractors got busy, that was before the state capital improvement program, and now contractors are starting to get swamped with work, and that's why you saw that jump up in price. First one we did, we were dead on pricing. The next one, and now it jumped up. So we'll have to see what we can do as we move forward. Be dynamic, that's what we do. All right, thank you guys.
Is there any way to apply back to the county to make up for the shortfall?
No, I don't believe there is.
Jim?
This would be a question for the attorney of the road district, but we're in this limbo period where there is none.
Well, you have an attorney there that represents you. That attorney is familiar with the IGA. You could probably, on your behalf, ask your attorney what he thinks. I would tell you that my experience, or my belief is that we sign the IGA, it is what it is. And I just have to be creative and find a way to do things cheaper as we move forward, like I always do.
Could I ask a question?
Mr. Rickstrom.
Sure.
Mr. Rickstrom, knowing that the state is in financial problems right now, all this road work that you're talking about, are you sure that this actually will take place?
I think that they started to move forward with it. Will it stop after a couple months? That's a possibility, and that would only benefit us. So let's hope that, well, I don't hope anything. I hope that everything turns around and everybody stays busy. That's the best for everybody, for the health of the economy. So I would hope that. But I don't know. We'll find out because we only have 3 projects that have been bid out. And there's probably 2 or 3 more that we'll do later on in the year, probably midsummer. And then we'll find out.
What I'm asking, Jim, is that if a lot of this state road work doesn't happen, and these asphalt companies, road companies, are scrambling to find work, would it be possible to find deals?
Two of our projects that are bid out, the contracts are signed, and they were for the original pricing, so we feel that we're very comfortable with those. This third one, it was delayed from last year. It was to be constructed last year. Pricing that we got, we pushed it back, and this year's pricing is that much cheaper, even though it was less than last year, even though it was more than we estimated. So it's my opinion that we should be proceeding with it. We are proceeding with it. So for future projects, perhaps we'll get some savings, but we can't push projects off just in the hopes that prices are going down. The other side of the coin is oil doesn't get much cheaper than it is right now, and so you can treat the paving part of it is cheaper. So you buy the product cheaper, just more cost of installation. But anyway, hopefully that answered your question. All right, guys, I'll sign off and I'll make sure I get an ordinance to you unless there's something that comes up, which I doubt. So probably by next week I'll have the ordinance if you guys can adopt it in a public hearing or whatever we need to do moving forward. Okay? Thank you again. Have a good day. Bye now. Bye.
The caller
Jim Condon.
has left the conference.
Okay, gentlemen. I guess we're moving on to the last draft of the a town budget, if there's any issues there. We've gone through almost everything, I believe. We've changed numbers per your request.
I have a comment, maybe.
Yeah, yes.
We still haven't, you know, I brought this up a number of times, and I continue to overlook it, but I'm still looking at what happens if we have a budget where we have the budget only for the mandated services, which we're taking a question, what would happen for the parks and facilities and emergency assistance for the non-mandated services? And then Mr. Bill Keller, we're going to look into that, I'm sure you'll have some kind of answer here, but this could create some quite difficult problems as we go forward.
Mr. Militello, I guess.
Thank you, Trustee Anderson. I have those two issues. My goal to give an opinion, a written opinion, because I think that's what the board wants, the board by Friday this week. That way, if there's any changes to the budget, I believe next Monday could be your last budget meeting date. And if there's any other, so I have those two issues, regarding affecting the budget. If there's any other issues regarding the decision-making process, so how you may or may not vote on the budget, I'd love to know it now, so that way I can get all the answers prior to next week's Monday meeting.
Thank you, because that's the only issues I have in the budget.
Okay, with that said,
Well, I have quite a few issues, if I may.
go ahead, Mr. Beer.
Why are we paying for the McBride program if the board wishes were not followed and we have this strange duplicate program? Why are we paying for two?
I don't agree that they're,
I'm looking at, and so I'm looking at page 8
That's the
for the Mchenry Township McBride program.
the McBride program you agreed to in a board meeting. And that's, we signed that agreement. That's why we're doing that.
When does that end?
I'd have to find out the exact date. I don't know.
Well, that was agreed to before we knew we were going to be hit with this
No,
illegal
no.
bus service, bypassed the board and funded by
Well,
so-called electors.
well, it was agreed to, and the electors chose to do what they chose to do. I can't undo either of those.
Well, I'm asking you when the contract was signed.
I don't know, Steve. I'm guessing, I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember.
Because I don't believe that ever came up to the board to vote on.
Yes.
Yes, it did. We voted on it at a meeting, and you approved it.
Steve, I remember it was before the board and we did vote on it.
Yeah, but everything has been changed now because of
That is correct.
the special meeting of the electors, so.
Well, all I can tell you is that if you not wanted to do it next year, we could not sign a contract. We've already paid and executed the contract per your vote.
All right, give me a copy of the contract.
We can do that. We'll send it to you with next week's package. Okay,
I
with,
think we have to really, we're gonna have to do more than cut 4 people off the staff of the township, okay?
Steve, I need those people to run the township. I'm sorry. I can't do with any less.
Trustee,
Hello?
Yeah, we.
Yes, Mr. Militello.
All the things.
I meant for the administrative part.
All right, so how many people are we talking about for you? And these are the new figures, right, after you made the reduction?
Correct.
So, all right, so how many employees do we have?
You got that. You should have that.
I'm trying to get to
Let's
it.
start with the assessment.
With the assessor's office?
Supervisor Adams, while you're looking for that,
Yes.
I just wanted to touch base that regarding McBride, that was done in the December meeting. There was, if you recall, there was language in there regarding the call center, which was removed. Supervisor worked with McBride on having that additional language removed. They did so. I believe if you look at your December meeting, I think that's where that particular document was approved and signed.
Well, Adam signed it, right?
Based upon your approval.
I believe it was on the agenda. As far as the actual signature line, I believe it just calls for the county chairman, county board chairman, and the various entities, and in this case, I believe it's just Supervisor Adams signed it, based on the approval by the board.
Well, is the call center money going to be paid by these, by this seniors program that the elected started, or what?
I believe it is.
Well, why isn't Dan in that?
I think it is.
It is.
I'm looking for it. It's under dispatch, and page 7, under the electors program. So yes, they are paying for that, Steve.
I don't see that. Can you tell me where it is? I'm on the page.
It would be page 10, Steve, on your PDF.
Oh, 10. Okay.
He's looking at the PDF on it.
So the risk management insurance there, that's the pharma insurance?
Correct.
So we have, how many buses now under this?
We only have 4.
4?
We have 3. One.
We have 3 on the road and 1 is a spare.
All right, so the insurance cost went up dramatically from what we were paying this year.
No.
It had a $200 per bus, okay?
Yeah, but we had,
And now it's,
We got the breakdown from them.
it did change slightly, Steve. Remember, we got a breakdown from them at that meeting. Right, they gave us a breakdown and they changed it a little bit from what was originally told to me.
Wasn't that change up like a little over $300?
Well, let me figure it out here.
It was
I think it was.
267 and 360 something.
well,
Yeah,
under the umbrella,
it was 360, it ended up being 360 something per bus.
The new
okay, then why is it 3,600? Sorry, why is it 3,400 then?
Steve, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we did figure that out to be what they told us. Divide it backwards, I guess. What do we get in there?
Right, it's 300 a month.
300 a month.
Then.
It's 300 a month. That was included in that. And they included it in that line item, if I recall.
But the board never saw any of this stuff.
No, we haven't gotten the new stuff yet, Steve. We're still waiting on that. You will see it as soon as it arrives. That was based upon the numbers we got from last year. They're based upon last year's numbers from Torma. It's only a budget.
It's an estimate.
It's an estimate. It's an estimate. That could change, you're right. And if that does change, we'll let you know before we approve a budget.
Hopefully we'll have it before the budget.
All right, so the number of employees for the senior bus service is what, 3.5 or 2.5?
It's 1 full-time and 3 part-time.
So would that be correct in saying 2.5?
Correct.
Correct.
So that means we're only paying for medical and other benefits on single full-time person.
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. So what's been happening now with the bus? It's not being utilized very much.
Yes,
We still are out there, Steve. We have our buses on the road taking people to
sir. Medical appointment.
medical appointments that are necessary, shopping and dialysis, and doctor's appointments,
And banking.
and banking if they have to get to the bank to get money.
And the food stores, right?
Correct. But I can tell you, that the hours are slightly down because people are not working as long because there isn't as many trips.
Right, we're not running all 3 buses.
We're not running all 3 buses. We're only running 2 usually. And the hours have gone down, so it'll be reflective in what we're paying out.
So are those considered township employees?
Yes.
Yes,
So they're township employees beyond the purview of the township board?
I'd have to have Mr. Militello answer that question.
Why would that be?
Well, the board never authorized it. I'd like to know how that breaks down. What
Because it
controls
falls
we
under
have
you
over
as a
it.
supervisor to
Miss-
run the program. It's up to you
You
to do
can
it.
set policy, you can set rates, you can set, direction. I mean, as discussed earlier, so, and I think the last time we talked about as far as the age, I think we went with what the statute said as far as what a senior was at 55, but if there's other policy decisions that this board would like to see relative to operations, then it would be appropriate for this board to discuss that.
And the rates are what, $2 a ride one way?
Correct.
And how much does it cost us now per ride?
We don't have that information.
We don't have the information right now. $15, $16 a ride, something like that.
Do you have it? No, that was what it was in the past. Now we have more costs. I realize gasoline has gone down, but
We have,
still.
we have less costs.
We have less costs now because less salaries, less everything. But I will get you that cost.
Yeah, but there's also less people using it, so it is going to affect it. Okay.
Well, right, we
The
don't know
cost
what
per
those
ride,
numbers
the
are.
cost per ride's probably gone way up because you don't have any scales anymore. You don't have any more economies of scales. If you're being cut by half the amount of people taking it, okay?
You're correct.
I can assure you that the cost of each ride
But we've also cut the number of buses out there and the number of staff out there, so
We'll take a look at it.
we'll take a look at it.
All right, so there's 2.5 people there. And then how many for the assessor's office again?
6, full-time.
1, 2, 3, 6 full-time in the assessor's office.
And then for the township, what is it?
3 full-time, 2 part-time.
3 full-time, 2 part-time.
And the park?
2 full-time.
The parks we cut, 2 full-time, 2 part-time.
Now, there's going to be a conflict between the supervisor and at least the majority of the board on this emergency assistance.
I understand that, Steve, and let's Mr. Tello give us his opinion, or if he has one yet.
As mentioned, I'll have that for everyone by Friday.
Okay, we'll take that all up at the next meeting then, when he has his opinions.
It's only 19.
Now, Mr. Militello, I gotta tell you, as far as I'm concerned, you got a conflict with us that hasn't been altered by the fire, by the road system.
It has nothing to do with our budget right here, so.
Well, it does because the legal line is something that we have to consider. The legal cost and everything, okay?
Okay.
So, I just wonder if it's realistic what the road district commissioner has told us about keeping it all the same for him as far as this legal cost for the next budget. It still has to go through the board, right, when they do this transferring?
What transferring are we talking about?
When you say transferring,
Well, I believe he'll quickly exhaust his legal fees. Okay.
Oh,
So then what happens? You come to the board for what? To put transfer from other divisions in or what?
he could do that, or he could do it.
so, see, you know, I guess what's your question, Steve, that if he needs more money, for his budget, then he could go back through the budgeting process and amend his budget.
All right, so contingency fees can be spent on legal fees, is that right?
Yes. But I think from my recollection, and correct me if I'm wrong, the highway commissioner at one of these meetings indicated to the board that he was not going to use contingency fees for any consulting attorney's fees or any of those types of things. If I'm mistaken, please let me know.
He
Yeah,
did,
I know he said that. I know he said it, but he could always change his mind. Correct?
Yes.
And we have no recourse.
he said,
And
Steve,
he'll say that it's because of the change in personnel, the legal, that I'm forced to do this. So, in effect, it doesn't even matter what was said, promised, vowed.
okay, that's the road district budget, okay? We're through that. Mr. Conant's answered that question for you. He'd have to come back with an amended budget, because he promised he wouldn't use contingencies.
Look, this is a workshop, okay? We're going through the whole thing.
But, okay,
We haven't approved anything.
no, I know you haven't.
We're staying on task.
We're trying to stay on task, though.
I'm asking Mr. Adams if he knows, and I know he may not know, how many people in the assessor's office are admin versus regular employees?
I think they're all regular employees.
There's 2 field staff.
I'm talking about they actually work on assessments and stuff.
They all do.
They all do.
Well, they have their own bookkeeper there, right?
No, that's, I have the bookkeeper for the whole township. They do not have their own bookkeeper.
So the township employee is doing part of the assessment stuff, right? At least as far as bookkeeping goes.
The only thing,
Yeah.
yes.
They have a receptionist, a full-time receptionist.
The caller
Michael Rakestraw.
That's the only one.
has left the conference.
She's not just a receptionist though, she does, stuff for the assessor's office, like
Legal notice.
legal notice, all kinds of things. Helping the seniors with their things,
Their exemption.
their exemptions, etc.
All right. Of the township, 2.5 people, you're not including yourself in that figure, right?
You're not in that figure. None of the
I'm
elected
sorry,
officials are.
I'm sorry, three full-time, 2 part-time for the township, quad township.
No elected officials are.
No elected officials are in those. They're a separate line item on your budget.
So my question is, why can't you, Mr. Adams, be doing these
Mr. Vitt,
applications?
I can't do these, I've got plenty of my own work to do. I assist,
Actually, but that's actually your one mandated function, okay?
And you're doing it.
To do general assistance.
and I'm helping to do that.
See, none of this is making,
The caller
Mike Rakestraw.
has joined the conference.
you've already said in one of these meetings that you spend about 2 weeks a year dealing of your total time, dealing with the buster, the senior buster, okay?
Correct.
So that leaves something like 49 or 50 weeks to do all the other things.
It doesn't work like
You know,
that.
It doesn't work like that, Steve. Steve, I have all kinds, I have checks, I have all kinds of things that have to be accomplished.
Look, I'm not talking about you're acting as the treasurer for the road district, okay? That's
Your
another
day-to-day
thing that you're already getting
operations
paid
take up
for,
more
and it's
time.
not part
You're dealing with
of
all
what
of
I'm
it at the
talking
same
about.
time.
Okay?
You're dealing with all
I'm
these
just
issues
trying to
at the
figure out
same
what
time,
you're
your day-to-day operations.
Yeah, I'm dealing with all these issues at the same time, on a day-to-day basis.
You're saying you put in about 40 hours a week, right?
I do.
Public placement,
I deal with the public, I deal with lots of things, Steve.
public, please mute your phone.
These applications take how much time? On average, how much time does it take to do an application for general assistance?
They vary, Steve, you know, depending upon how long it takes to get information, etc.
Good, I asked you for an average.
3 to 5 hours.
You know, 3 to 5 to 8 hours, it varies.
Some continue for days.
Some go on day to day. Yeah, they do, because you gotta get all this information.
Just the interview process alone
Yeah,
is
and
an
some
hour.
are filled out incomplete, but it just takes like 5 minutes to look at that and say,
No.
okay.
It takes hours, Steve, still. You gotta look at all the information, it's gotta be input, it's gotta be verified, it takes hours.
Even if somebody has a complete application, it
Yeah,
takes
okay, so
minimally
when
an
you
hour
have
just for the
time for
interview.
each general assistance application.
6 to 7 hours. I don't, and some could be many more than that. It's not just the application, it's not just the application, the people call. We gotta answer questions, we gotta do referrals, et cetera.
Okay, do you do that at all?
Yes, I do. I look at every case.
No, I'm talking about making the calls back to people and getting all this information for a particular case. Do you actually do that?
I do at times, yes.
Okay, so how, just say you get 10 applications in. You do that for all 10, or you do it for one of them,
No,
on average?
on average. I don't know, right now, about half, you're doing half of it. and-
I'm doing at least half to three-quarters of it.
I'm not saying look at the thing when it's all done and approved by your own.
No,
people,
I'm,
and you
I'm,
sign off on it.
that's not what I'm doing, Steve. I'm going through the process with these people also.
It's not something we track right now.
Well, then there's a big gap in your time. 40 hours a week.
Steve, I'm doing things for the board that you request. I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
You're running the day-to-day.
I'm running the day-to-day operations. It takes a lot of time.
I'm not trying to play on the carpet for any proprietor or anything. I'm just trying to figure out how much time is spent on these general applications.
We do not keep track of it.
We don't have an actual number per hours, but it's hours and hours, Steve. That's all I can tell you. It is. And we have the minimal staff right now to do this.
Are we still doing this for other townships now or what? Or has that been eliminated?
No, that hasn't.
No, it hasn't been eliminated, but you want it, and then once our agreements are up with those townships, we will eliminate it.
Well, wait a minute. This is the first time I'm hearing about a signed agreement.
That has been.
No, we talked about that before, Steve. I think they
I
go,
told you to talk about it. You said you charged them like what? $50 or something for each application?
For each, yes.
yeah, for each
time.
contact, $50 an hour for each contact.
It could be increased.
We could increase that fee if you'd like.
Let's close that in the case 67 hours for general assistance, then you should be charged more than $50.
We probably should, it's been like.
It needs to be reviewed. I wouldn't disagree with you.
We'll put this on the next meeting for the board, and for discussion of possible action to continue working for other townships, okay?
Our contract expired in September of 2020.
I understand that, Steve. These IGAs expire in September 2020, so we'd have to go till then, but then we could stop if that's the board's wishes.
Look, I'm not saying you did anything wrong, okay? I think these other township supervisors did wrong because they're not doing their job. They're getting paid how much they're getting, they're farming it all year for some cheap amount, okay?
I understand.
I realize they probably come to you because of your expertise,
That's correct.
and you know what's going on, and you know how to get the forms filled out right, and these people don't even know what they're doing. That's why they rely on you. But we're not going to be the handmaiden of all these other townships, okay? Especially if we're doing it for a lot.
Understood, Steve. We could look at increasing the fee or getting out of it, I guess. It would be up to you guys.
All right, so it'll be on the next regular board meeting,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Discussion, possible action?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Good.
Okay, gentlemen, is there anything else?
So the total number,
Go ahead.
yeah, the total number of township employees is, with the senior call service. I know you gave it to me individually, but my notes are all screwed up.
We have
So
four
there's 6
full-time
full-time
and
with the assessor,
four,
there's 3 full-time, there's 2 part-time with the township, Parks have 2 full, 2 part, and the McBride has
None.
3 parts and 1 full.
No, that's the senior bus, that's not McRae.
Oh, sorry, senior bus.
That is correct, you got it right.
Yeah, right. And there aren't any more people, right? In some other divisions.
Nope, there are no more.
And then down by 4 from last year.
Yes, we cut the budget because we felt we needed to. We took 4 people out.
And you're not going to recommend anyone to be elected, right?
I am not. We really need what's left here to function. We're strapped. We're really having a hard time with the amount of employees we have, but we're making it work. So we can't really do with any
All
less.
right, then can we put on for the next meeting for discussion and possible action? I know you hiring due to attrition policy of the township.
Sure.
In other words, if somebody goes for whatever reason, medical, they're fired, they quit, they're taking extended and permanent leave of absence, whatever, okay? Whatever the reason for the termination, as long as it's permanent.
I understand that, but that will not work in all cases.
Well, that'll be part of the discussion, and you'll bring up why certain people maybe will amend it to exclude those types of employees.
Okay. I can't speak for the assessor's office.
Well, since they're included in the township, you have to speak for them or get her over there.
Well, it would have to be her. She has over her own budget. So.
Now, Mr. Militello, did you file a separate ordinance for the assessor's office?
When you say ordinance for the budget, no. The only one that does that is the road district. The assessor falls within the township.
We already negotiated with her, Mr. Bear. She eliminated a full-time employee and not rehiring.
Yeah, I know that.
And
Yeah, but it may not stop with that, okay? I appreciate that, what you did.
okay, well, what I'm trying to tell you is
Prior year,
she
I
needs.
don't know,
There's been no additional hires in this office in over 10 years, more than that maybe.
yeah, I know, but look at it from our point of view, okay? If this person was, if these 4 people were eliminated by the township, by you guys, it raises the question of why they were there in the first place, why they were eliminated some prior year, why were
We're all taking on added responsibilities because we did this. And we did this because we could have used them all, to keep them all, but it was budget constraints, we had to make some decisions.
I know, you could use 100 more people, but this.
No, that's not, Steve, I didn't say that. I'm saying we're
You
in
guys
a,
figured out that 4, yeah, you guys figured out that 4 could go. And all I'm saying is, well, maybe the board can decide that 5 or 6 can go, okay? I mean, we've already established that there's some kind of overstaffing to the township.
there is not, Steve, any overstaffing at the township. We're taking on extra responsibilities, each of us, and some things will not get done that you've got done in the past.
The 4 people eliminated from the township could not be considered totally essential, or you wouldn't have done it.
Steve, we're all taking on an extra workload, okay, because of it. If it was my choice, I wouldn't have eliminated them either. I would have considered them essential, but we had our budget constraints. They were,
Board remaining employees.
You've already found out that you've gotten rid of more than you should have.
I already know that I got rid of more than I should have, Steve. It's very difficult to operate the way we're operating.
Look, I congratulate you for eliminating the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, but
We can't-
did too many.
The township doing more with less.
Yeah, but you can only do so much with less, Steve. We need these employees that are in the township now.
I'm ready.
Right, that's your decision, but now the board comes into play and makes its own decision, separate, independent, and distinct from yours.
Based upon what evidence?
Their evidence is that it's been played.
Well, we've already evidenced that four were non-essential, right?
That's not true.
They're wrong.
So, how does the board know that 5 and 6 couldn't be eliminated instead
Because
of
we're
4?
strapped now.
We're strapped to the limit, Steve. That's what I'm telling you.
And
We've made the changes where you've asked in the budget everywhere else.
I understand all that, all right, and I'm not disagreeing.
You cannot take 5 or 6,
We cut out emergency assistance,
yes.
how many employees would be eliminated?
not even, emergency assistance
If we
takes
cut,
at least
if we
a
cut
minute
out
of time.
emergency assistance, how many employees would be eliminated?
It's probably not gonna eliminate any because emergency assistance comes after the GA application and everything, and that doesn't take very much time normally. So it's not gonna, we already reduced in GA.
We got rid of a full-time.
We got rid of a full-time person there.
And we went with the part-time,
We went with a part-timer,
which we haven't,
which we haven't even hired because,
Still at a loss as to why you can't do more work yourself.
Steve, I can only do so much work. I can't do it all.
Look, this all goes back to the whole state, this all goes back to the whole state being in the receivership. The old ways of doing things, and I know
Let's
that
just
you
move on.
inherited a lot of things, okay?
just move on.
I know that you inherited a lot of things that Schaefer has done, okay?
He didn't even
All
hear
those
Kathy,
ways
he
of
doesn't
doing
know what he's
everything,
talking
and
about.
hiring more and more people, government getting bigger and bigger.
We have not hired anybody.
Okay.
We reduced,
Okay, at least the ones this board is doing, okay?
Steve, we have reduced, we haven't hired any new people in the township staff, at least in 10 years. No, there was no additions, and now we're making reductions. And I think it's a reason.
All that means is that you're overstaffed before.
no,
No, it doesn't, Steve.
you have asked your employees.
So then I shouldn't have made any reductions, is what you're saying.
But you couldn't, because the
Board was
budget
going
doesn't
to make
allow for it.
reductions anyway,
Well,
okay, and we still may.
I can't live with any less employees, that's what I'm telling you.
You're gonna lose
Okay.
you're gonna
That's
lose
all
good
I'm
people.
saying. You have said by your actions that you've eliminated 4 non-essential positions.
I don't consider them not essential. They did work in the township that was necessary.
But then you shouldn't have canned them then, if they were essential.
Steve, we were trying to live by the budget. That help. Yeah, if I could not have canned them, I wouldn't have. But I need the people that I have left.
Look,
You've
I'm not
asked-
castigating you for cutting them.
You've
okay?
asked the
I'm
people
just-
you have
I'm just
not to
wondering
step up
if more can be done.
during this
That's all.
time.
And I'm telling you they cannot, Steve. I run the day-to-day operations. Okay, I run the day-to-day operations. I cannot live with it. Less people. It's already been reduced.
But then you don't need the board at all, if you did whatever you want.
Steve, I tried to work with you as the board, okay?
Tilly's here running the day-to-day operations. He doesn't need to make any assumptions.
And we may have a different opinion of you about what's essential.
How can you make an opinion on what these people are doing? You don't even know their
You're making
workload.
an assumption.
You're making an assumption.
Then why are we even included in this process?
Steve, we went through this process and eliminated everything that you guys recommended, plus we eliminated 4 employees, okay? I can't do much better than that.
We're trying to stay within
I'm trying to stay within budget.
Now, wait a minute. The board never told you to eliminate 4 people.
You know what, Steve?
Move on.
Let's move on. I did that because I had to live within the budget. It was my decision, you're right. I was trying to show you guys that I was being fiscally responsible.
Well, no. We didn't tell you who to do or what or anything. We never
When
said.
we went through the levy process.
What does that have to do with anything at this point, Steve?
It has to do with it because you just made the statement that you did it because the board told you to cut 4 people.
That's
You
not
never did.
I didn't make that statement. I said based upon the budget numbers we had, I had to reduce some staff. And our current budget is going to work the way it is.
But the budget numbers are all your concoction. We didn't, at that point.
That's not true, Steve. We went through every position and everything on the budget before this.
4 times.
4 times at least.
Not for this new budget.
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
We did 4 different drafts that we made changes.
All right, now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Militello, but at the very first budget, before the board had ever even met, it was announced that everybody would be cut to 4 people.
That is correct, Steve. I don't deny that.
Okay, so why did you say the board told you to cut 4 people?
I didn't say that. I said based upon the budget that I had numbers to work with, that's what I did. And you didn't object to it?
Disagree to disagree.
Let's just disagree to disagree. We're not gonna agree.
We may think you gotta cut 2 more, then what happens?
I can't cut 2 more.
Let's just
I got
agree
nowhere to cut 'em,
disagree and
Steve.
move on.
That's neither here nor there. What if the board says you cut?
Well, then,
Then what happens, Mr. Militello?
Agree to disagree and move on.
Are you asking the question of the board providing only so much money in the budget for a particular line item and that the supervisor has to work within that line item? Or are you suggesting that the board is directing the supervisor to eliminate a position?
No, you'll have complete discretion of what the next least essential person or 2 or 3, whatever it is, to go, okay? It's the line item.
It would be a minor, it would be a amount, if the board determines that a certain line item is cut, then that's the discretion of the board.
All right, so that's it. And that'll be a topic for the next budget meeting, and I'd like to have a breakdown
of what?
of the actual time spent by these people that are left.
They're all
I know
working,
it's easy to fund.
Steve, they're all working full-time except those couple part-time people.
Look, you're not even in charge of the assessor's office, all right?
I'm correct.
So I need to know what they do.
Because I see them here every day working. And I sign off on their timesheets.
Yeah, but my question is, are they efficiently working?
Yeah, yes, they are.
He's
Maybe
not to decide the days they have.
maybe we could take, look, this goes back to what Condon was saying about, oh, we have to give the raises. No, we don't. You decide how much these people are gonna get. If somebody's really good and does the work of 2 people, I don't mind paying them a 100% increase. If it ends up saving money, you get more work done.
But
But it's your job to figure it out.
Steve, my job is also to tell you the minimum number of staff I need, and this is the minimum number I need at this point in time.
Look, I know from an institutional point of view, you have to support those people that you have left, okay? I understand that, and I commend it, because you're the leader of the group, and they look to you for the leadership, and so on and so forth. But the board has a whole different obligation and duty to perform, and that's looking at the whole picture and deciding
You do the day-to-day.
how much the taxpayers are gonna
We're gonna have to disagree to disagree. That's the minimum staff I can operate with, Steve. I can't operate with any less. And we've already made cuts.
Well, let's move on.
Let's move on. Anything else? Okay, I guess then, if not hearing anything else for now, we'll wait for Mr. Mill to tell his opinions for next week. If that's okay with everybody? Okay. Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn and we'll, oh, I'm sorry, any public comment?
No, public comment.
Public comment. Any public comment? Any public comment? Okay, none being heard. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Okay, seconded by Anderson. Roll call vote. Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Rakestraw?
Yes.
Mr. Veer?
Aye.
And lastly, Mr. Wojcicki.
Yes.
Okay, meeting's adjourned.
Okay, meeting's adjourned.
And the
Are we meeting again next week?
Yeah,
The caller
next Monday again.
has left the conference. The caller has left the conference. The caller
And what you see.
has left the conference. The caller
McHenry.
has left the conference. The caller has left the conference. The caller
Tom Anderson?
has left the conference.